Hey everyone, Brian and PS4 Trophies, welcome back to the Hard Time Attack mode here in Shadow of the Colossus. This is Colossi number 14. Once again, I do want to thank PlayStation for sending me a copy of the game. Now we're going to go from pillar to pillar and we're going to have the Colossi knock them down along the way, and that'll eventually get us to the end. So we're going to just follow the path here. We're going to jump up this pillar here, and when you get on a pillar, the Colossi is actually going to ram into it. Well, you need to get him to ram into it twice, so he'll do it the first time, usually automatically. The second time you need to shoot an arrow at him to get his attention, because for some reason he just starts to wander off in most cases. So we're going to shoot an arrow at him once again, get his attention, and he's going to ram it again. Now, I'm going to kind of stumble and fall off of the pillar. This is something you don't want to do. I was not necessarily in the best place. I think it's best if you could just hang on to a side of it, a side to which that's not going to make you get crushed if the thing fell on you. So I kind of knocked myself out a little bit there, and for some reason I let go of that platform. I don't know why. So this is, maybe not the cleanest run, because this is actually not the strategy I typically do. What I typically do is a more advanced speed running trick that a lot of the speedrunners do, and that is just run straight to the final pillar, and then they kind of parkour off the side of the Colossi onto the pillar. And since that is kind of an advanced tactic, I didn't want to include that in this video because I want to make this guide accessible to anyone who's trying to beat this encounter. So this is actually my only my second time actually doing this the proper way. So now that I'm on the pillar, once again he's going to kind of knock into it, and I should have hit the grip button so you kind of do a kneel to help balance yourself so you don't get knocked off. And once again, I'm going to shoot him a second time, and now he's going to run into it. Now I'm going to try to get off to the side so I don't fall. So now the pillar is falling. I'm in a good position so I could just quickly get up on top of the column here and do the same thing. So this is kind of a fun encounter. I like the way that this is kind of more of kind of like a puzzle, I guess, if you will. So he knocked it once, so let's go ahead and take him off again. Here he goes. And somehow I fell straight down to the ground. And well, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be underneath it. You do not want him to ram into you because he will definitely stun lock you and just kill you. So you can see the pillar out there in the distance. That is our goal. That is where we're going to go. And when I usually skip all of this, that's what I do. I just run straight down there and then avoid him and then kind of jump off of him. If you want to, you can YouTube search any kind of speed run for this encounter, and that's typically the strategy that people will do. So if you want to see what that looks like, it's not easy. And we almost fell there. And oh, looks like we knocked ourselves out. Thankfully, the Colossus can't get to us because he's kind of stuck there. He'd have to go around to get to me, which is plenty of time for me to get up. Okay, so the same thing here. This is a two-phase encounter. Once we get to the final one, we can't do anything to him as far as damage because he's got armor on his weak spot. His weak spot, the sigil, is on his back. And you can see he's got stone plating covering it, so we can't do any damage to it. Once we get over to the second phase, we will knock that off, and that's when the real fun begins. Alright, so now all you need to do is just make your way over to that next pillar. Kind of swing around here, jump up. Pretty easy. Now this next one is going to transition into a cutscene, but it's an interactive cutscene where you can still move your character during it. That's important to know because once the pillar is falling over, we're going to actually jump over into the next section during that actual cutscene. First, we got to get up there. We got to deal with our little stumble mechanic. All right, so he's going to knock into this. Where is he? He is somewhere around here. There he is. You have to get close to the edge. If you're not close enough to the edge, your arrow's just going to hit the pillar. Alright, so during this cutscene, you see I'm on the top of the pillar, and I jump into the next area. You want to jump into that next area because we need to quickly get up the wall straight in the back here. Now once we're up here and we need to get his attention, he's probably wandering off in that previous area still. All you need to do is just, of course, shoot an arrow at him. He has no idea where we're at somehow. Alright, so this is where he's going to knock off his armor. He's going to try to break the column and everything's going to fall down on top of him, exposing his weak spot. Finally, 5.5 minutes into this, and we can finally start doing damage to him. So now that you've regained your control here, jump up on this little pillar over here, and he's going to ram this pillar. As he comes into it, I'm going to actually jump onto him. Now this is where it can get a little tricky because he has a spot here. Now you can see he's kind of knocked himself out, so we can get a 2 quick attacks here. And now this is where things get a little hectic. There is one sweet spot on him that you can plant, and you can just attack him over and over, and you can't be knocked off. However, it takes me a couple minutes here to actually find that spot. And if you don't find that spot, he's going to run around through here, and he's going to knock you off. As he's going to go underneath this this thing here right behind him, and you're going to get knocked off, and I cannot for the life of me find the spot. But we do find it eventually, I promise you. But he is in constant, non-stop motion here, which is quite obnoxious, to be honest with you. And we're going to get knocked off here. There we go. So now we need to jump up on him. Do not be right in front of him, especially when he's about to do his melee attack or charge attack. That will not end well for you, I promise. And see right here, I'm still trying to find the spot where I can be locked in. This guy had a serious dose of caffeine before I entered this arena, that's for sure. Probably doesn't get visitors very often. Now the spot you're looking for is usually a little bit behind the sigil, kind of in the middle of his back. And we definitely have not found it yet because I'm just like flying all over the place. There we go. It looks like I finally have found the spot. So you can see no amount of shaking that he does is going to stop me from doing my attacks. So the goal is 8 minutes and 15 seconds. It's actually 45 seconds quicker than it was on any previous version of this game. So we do cut it a little close. But once you found that spot, as long as he doesn't knock you off somehow, you're definitely good here. And bam, there we go, guys. That's how you do it. That's the right way to do it. If you want to check out one of those speedrun methods, you can. They are a little frustrating and a little bit more difficult to pull off, but you can pull off some seriously quick times if you do it. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. And before you go, here you do get another reward. The Curse of the Colossus. So thanks so much. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you then next time.